Ladies and gentlemen, this is Guns and Cafe, and I will be entertaining you for the next 30 to 45 minutes. Sorry for being away for so long. Had a bunch of stuff going on, had to take care of some business. And now, here we are. Just wanted to touch on some news before I get to the main subject of this live stream. Thank you to all of you that are already joining, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe because the algorithm's kind of finicky with our content. So let's set this. So let's share this screen here. Okay, not the Long Island story. So yes, here we go. So what has happened this week in immigration enforcement? So I'm gonna move this over here because I have a dual screen right now. Oh yeah, big money. Big money. Not really, but So look, so you have this is from the Homeland Security DHS.gov page. This is their press release. And we have that ICE is asking Montana not to release an illegal alien from jail who is facing charges for, you see the word right there, his deceased girlfriend's uh, daughter. Let's just say that. You can read it on the screen. I don't want to say that. Thank you for the people that are showing up. So here we have this dirt bag right here. The United States Department of Homeland Security issued the following statement: Walter Jesus Travieso Soto, an illegal alien from Venezuela, took custody of his girlfriend's three children, none of whom are related to Soto, after she died in a car accident in 2024. The Flathead County Sheriff's Office began investigating him on May of 2025 after the girlfriend's sisters found images and other stuff, because, YouTube, in his phone. After the children's aunt gained guardianship of the three children, and the daughter admitted that Soto had um, done things to her. Admitted that Soto. So based on that, the police arrested Soto on February 1st, 2026. He faces now felony charges for, you're seeing it right there, without consent and with a minor. So Immigration and Customs Enforcement has to ask Montana not to release this dirtbag. And this is so this ties into Soto entered the country illegally in 2023 and was released under the dementia auto pen Biden administration. This is my opinion, not my employer's, because stuff gets crazy out there. So yes, so this is, you have this individual right here. So this is all gonna tie into what's going on in New York. Thank you very much, everybody that's showing up right now. So let's go with the other story that we have here. Again, official publication. Multiple murderers, gang members, and weapons traffickers and other dangerous criminals, illegal aliens arrested by ICE yesterday. This is from May 6th. Yesterday, U.S. and Customs Immigration Enforcement arrested more criminal aliens convicted for murder, aggravated assault, battery, conspiracy to commit bank and mail fraud, and burglary. So the arrests include Jose Luis Mata Flores, criminal alien from Mexico, convicted of murder in Los Angeles. Nan Tua Huang Witulo, a criminal alien from Vietnam, convicted for murder in Texas. Luis Alonso Serrano Sarmiento, a criminal alien from Honduras, member of the 18th Street Gang, convicted, possession of weapons, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a weapon, battery, conspiracy to commit weapons trafficking, and conspiracy to commit cocaine, to sell cocaine in Boston, Massachusetts. So no problems in Boston. Nothing. Boston, everything's nice. It's a very welcoming city. We love everyone in Boston. Here we have Johnson Ogunlana from Nigeria, bank fraud, mail fraud, Maryland. And here we have Kartik Sharma from India, convicted for burglary in Queens, New York. So here we go, Queens, New York. So let's go to what's going on with good old Kathy Hochul. So New York. So we read all the stuff that is going on, that all these illegal aliens have committed, murder, crimes against children. You can read between the lines because of YouTube. And New York wishes to restrict ICE despite threat from Trump's border czar. So, in their infinite wisdom, the state of New York has decided that apparently they do not have a problem with illegal alien crime, and they're going to restrict ICE from doing what their job is. So it says here from the AP, President Donald Trump's border czar has threatened to flood the zone with immigration agents if New York passes bills to limit local coordination with the federal government's crackdown. See, they use the word crackdown rather than they are enforcing. Right? New York seems to do so anyway. So Cole Hochul says, I don't take well to threats. New York Governor Kathy Hochul said on Thursday, we're going to pass what we think is important for New Yorkers. I don't know if that's how she sounds, but I'm assuming that's how she would sound. Tensions are escalating as Democrats attempt to place guardrails on the Trump administration's immigration agenda. Oh, agenda. I thought it was enforcement. Following the Republicans' often chaotic and violent deportation efforts. So, chaotic. So, are they chaotic because the agents are being chaotic, or is it chaotic because the people that go there to stop them from doing these arrests make the scene chaotic? And when they call the locals and the stadies for help, they don't show up? And violent deportation efforts. Is it violent because the person that they're arresting does not want to get arrested? Because if they go and they tell someone, hey, you're under arrest, and that person says, hey, okay, you got me, and they put the handcuffs on them and they put them on a vehicle and they leave, there's nothing violent about that. But hey, that is what is happening right now. So that's New York's point of view on the situation. So they want to limit the assistance. So now we have in the state of New York, Long Island, Strong Island. Shout out to Strong Island. Shout out to Strong Island for doing things the way they're supposed to be done. Let's go over there from the AP. Police in Strong Island County will team up with ICE for Trump's immigration crackdown. So this is from last year. So from last year, they already had this agreement with the Trump administration. Long Island suburbs will be teaming up with federal authorities. And see, here you go again. Crackdowns on immigrants. It's not a crackdown on immigrant. An immigrant is someone that decides to come to the U.S. and make it its personal resident. You have immigrants, you have non-immigrants. So let's just clear that up. Nassau County Blakeman, a Republican, and Trump announced Tuesday that 10 county police detectives will be given the same authority as federal immigration agents to work with them to detain it. See, there you go, immigrants again, which is who are in the country illegally. So then they're not like immigrants, right? After they are charged with other crimes. So this kind of sounds like what they talked about a while back. That maybe they're gonna put them on the task force. Maybe they're gonna put them on a 287G program. While dozens of other police departments around the U.S. have similar arrangements with ICE, the move makes the county of nearly 1.4 million residents an outlier in New York. I would say a beacon of sanity in the state of New York, where state law limits when police agencies can cooperate with federal immigration authorities. So, shout out to Long Island for doing things the way that should be done. And here we're gonna have a little bit of that Ingraham angle regarding what uh, what was said by Tom Homan. Let's see.
We hear about sanctuary states and pro sanctuary governors. It's important that we get really specific about whom they're protecting. People like 32-year-old honor student, I'm joking, Jose Ignacio Bonilla Garcia. He's an illegal from Honduras, accused now of dragging an unconscious man behind a New York dumpster and raping him.
Oh, that's that's interesting, isn't it? I was told those things don't happen.
The suspect beat the victim with a wooden plank.
Huh.
He was captured on a bus later on in Texas heading toward the border. Oh, now Bonilla Garcia wants to leave the country?
I wonder why. Let's continue.
He was already deported 3 times and came back. But New York wants to protect illegals, which is why Kathy Hochul is doubling down on sanctuary policies. Border Czar Tom Homan's had enough and is promising
doubling down on stupid
with ICE agents. He's with me now. Border Czar Hochul. I want you to listen closely to what Kathy Hochul said in response to your promise to do more. Watch.
All I'll say to Mr. Homan is that Donald Trump himself said he would not send a surge of ICE agents to the state of New York unless I ask. I'm not asking.
You know, it's mind-blowing how these people sit there, and is that her I am speaking moment? Is he channeling Kamala or Kamala, depends on where you are? You see, is that her I am speaking moment? I say, I am not asking. Well, maybe the people of New York are asking. Have you thought about that? Because I don't know, but I'm in social media. There's a bunch of people that are pretty pissed off about what's going on in New York.
Tom, she says she's not asking, so essentially, butt out.
Well, Governor Hochul, I'm not asking either. I said it. We're going to do it. No, she wants to sign legislation. She supports this legislation. It's going to lock us out of jails. It's going to end 287G agreements. And it's going to prevent us from arresting a criminal alien in the safety and security of a jail. We have partnerships in New York, throughout the state. Not everywhere, but she wants to end the partnerships we currently have, which means now we got to send a whole team to look for a criminal that we could have arrested in the safety and security of a jail, which is safer for the officers, safer for the alien, certainly safer for the community. So you're forcing us into the neighborhoods to find this person, which means since we lost the efficiencies of the jails that you want to lock us out of, now we got to send a whole team out there to find this person. So of course we're going to increase manpower a lot. And not only that, she says she wants to protect the migrant communities. Really? Because now we arrest an illegal alien. We can't rent a bed from any of the sheriffs in New York State. So what are we going to do? We're going to arrest that illegal alien. We're going to fly them to Texas, Arizona, to one of the detention facilities there, away from their families, away from their attorneys. This is what we have to do because she forces in this position.
So her view of protecting people is that her view of protecting their citizens her citizens, which is her job to protect the citizens, and the permanent legal resident is like, I'm not going to cooperate with you. So we don't care if all these clowns are out here committing all these crimes. We're not going to cooperate with you. That's the liberalism in full display. So now they have to, instead of dealing with one dude and picking him up in the jail, they gotta send the whole team of maybe 6, 8 dudes to go pick up this guy. And then because they can't keep him detained in the state of New York, of course, because that alien's family would like to go see him in detention in New York, right? No. So because there's no bed space, they gotta take him out of state. So now their family that wants to see this guy or this girl, this woman, now they gotta go cross country to go see him. But that's her humane point of view. That's a little bit of channeling Michael Savage there.
And we're going to do it. They're not going to stop us. They can put all the roadblocks they want, but we're going to do this job.
Well, legally, I know there are appeals here to what they're trying to do, but they're trying, so people understand this, prevent ICE from actually operating in public, most public places. So jails, courthouses.
And here's the thing, most public places that or state buildings, local buildings, and I would like to see the administration push this. Most, or actually probably all local and state buildings, there's some federal money in there that was used to build that, whether if it's through a grant or some other bill that there was an earmark that was when they passed the budgets, the omnibus bills and all that. There's earmarks that are attached to it, so they get funding, or the states on the little pet projects. So there's federal money. So if there's federal money that was used to create that courthouse, that parking lot, you can't tell them that you can't go there. I would like, if there's any attorneys out there, let me know, because that makes sense to me. But then again,
But I mean, that's kind of a constitutional question, whether you can interfere with someone's really a freedom of association, freedom of movement of federal immigration officials. That's not how things.
Thank you for everybody that's watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you like it, share it with your friends. If you hate it, share it with your enemies.
Role in our society, but they're going to push it. And I think, Tom, they want to create another summer of love situation with more protests, get people hopped up in the streets, and see if they can roll this right into the midterms. That's what I think this.
She doesn't look like a very stable person.
This is all about in the end.
Well, we're going to enforce the law regardless. And, she wants to put fear in the migrant community. She wants to get American people to turn against ICE because she talks about stay out of the churches, stay out of the hospitals, stay out of the schools. I want her to give me one example. I want one example anywhere throughout the United States since President Trump's been in the Oval Office. Give me one example anywhere where ICE has arrested somebody in a hospital, where ICE has arrested somebody in elementary school, where ICE has arrested somebody in church. It's just a false narrative. They're trying to scare not only the legal immigrant community, they're trying to.
So now I'm going to say this, because I know they're going to go out there and try to spin this. What I'm assuming that Homan is saying, that ICE has not gone into a hospital, because he needs to be very clear about this. They have not gone into a hospital or into a school to look for someone. Now, if they're looking for someone and they run and they go into the school or they go into the hospital and they get arrested in the hospital, then they got arrested in the hospital, but it's not because they went to the hospital with the purpose of looking for that person.
Turn the American people against ICE. The only people that violated the sanctuary of the church was Don Lemon and that group.
Oh,
ICE does a professional
snap.
job, and we're going to do it in New York. She says she supports.
Spicy.
I've seen her 100 times saying, I support, ICE targeting criminals. You can't square that and kick us out of jails. You can't square that
No.
and kick us out of Rikers Island. You can't square that and end our partnerships on 287G with some of the biggest jails in that state.
Now, CNN correspondents are now saying that ICE is changing its approach, Tom.
Oh, it's changing.
We are seeing less of those sweeping raids that we saw last year and more of that targeted, quiet approach to.
Well, are they being quiet? Like they say, the quiet, targeted enforcement. Well, is it that? Or people just got tired of going after them? And then that's why. So it became the normal of seeing ICE on the street. And then because that is the normal, then media doesn't cover it as much as it should. Has the administration actually shifted? Because there's two different things going on. You had the ICE operations and you had the Border Patrol operations with Chief Bovino. Those two different things going on at the same time. You had Chief Bovino doing its aggressive, old school approach to arrest people, consensual encounters, because they can do consensual encounters, and ICE doing the more targeted enforcement actions, going to the jails, going to probation, all that stuff. So there's two things going on at the same time. So Border Patrol is doing what they do, and then ICE went and continues to do what they do. But now they're trying to sell it to you like nothing's happening, and that they backed off.
Immigration enforcement, but of course that doesn't mean that it's only public safety and national security threats that are being detained. It is also a lot of others who don't have criminal history.
Oh, hold on. How do you know that they don't have criminal history? So to all of you that are watching, are going to watch this in the replay and agree with immigration enforcement. Whenever you hear this line of people that don't have criminal histories or don't have criminal records, what is the meaning of having, when you have a criminal record, what that means that you actually got caught? Because Jeffrey Dahmer and all these other guys, serial killers, didn't have a criminal record until they got caught. So just because you don't have a criminal record, that doesn't mean that you're a criminal, that you're not a criminal. So see what they do, see how they play, see how they do with the language, the wordsmithing, all that stuff. So whenever they tell you, well, so and so, he works there, and I kind of know him, and he seems like a good guy. She seems like a good girl. Cool, right? Okay. Now, when you step back, and you see, let's say, pick a country anywhere in the world, right? And this person decides to come to the U.S. illegally. So that person had to leave their country, cross multiple borders to either get to Canada or Mexico, mainly Mexico, to then cross illegally into the US. So either they violated the sovereignty of multiple nations, or they flew from their country to another to different country. Let's say they claim that they wanted to go on vacation, so they misrepresented their intentions. So they lied. They committed fraud in order to finally get to the US. So this person that's there, when they tell you, oh, little Johnny or little Becky, little Jose, little Mbappe, little Tumbuku, little Chang, little Mr. Patel, he's okay, he works. Think about it this way. That person conspired and entered into a financial agreement with a transnational human smuggling, human trafficking, drug trafficking, weapons trafficking organization in order to violate the immigration laws of the United States. Is that non-criminal? I'll let you be the judge of that.
So, Tom, MAGA wants mass deportations. That's what President Trump ran on. They want it ramped up, not ramped down. And I know there's a lot going on with that, but that's what people want. But she's insinuating that innocent people now are being targeted, but more quietly.
No, bottom line, mass deportation, what they're going to get. I talk to Mark Wayne Mullen every day. We have a strategy. Numbers are down slightly because the government was shut down. DHS was shut down. The officers are getting paid, but people do the targeting. The smart people who run these databases help us target where to find people that want to be found. That's all been unpaid. But look, I've been working very closely with Mark Wayne Mullen. We got a strategy. New York's going to be one of them.
Hey, from your lips to God's ears. And we'll leave it at that. A lot of ground that was covered today. To all those that are still joining, thank you for being here. I gotta go because I'm becoming a daddy again in a few months, and I gotta have to handle some business. So thank you all for being here. I'm sorry, and I will see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you like it, share it with your friends. If you hated it, share it with your enemies.